The stream of uninvited visitors to Brammo's Ashland, Oregon headquarters to see its Empulse sport bike already say it's the most highly anticipated electric motorcycle of the year. And finally, it's here. It's the Brammo Empulse R electric sport bike. This is Brian Wisman. He's the Director of Product Development for Brammo, and I have to say you should be proud. It's pretty awesome.
Thank you. Represents a lot of hard work from the group back in Ashland, and we're just excited to finally be able to show it off to the world.
This isn't the first time this bike has been shown, but this is definitely the final production version.
Yeah, we showed the bike back in 2010. We had a little bit different idea for how we would launch the bike to market with 6, 8, and 10 kilowatt hour versions of the bike. We got overwhelming response for the 10 kilowatt hour bike, which gave us some feedback that customers really wanted the maximum range. We also got feedback on having a two-up riding style, and also motorcyclists that they loved the top speed but really wanted more oomph off the line, and so we've been able to give them that with the IET 6-speed transmission.
Obviously this is an electric bike because where you would put the nozzle for the gas, it's electric. It's a J1772, the same sort of plug that you would use for a Nissan Leaf or Chevy Volt. This bike does not come with its own plug. It's just anticipating that riders are going to pull up to already existing stations, level 2 chargers. And then they can charge this bike fully in 3.5 hours. And that will give them about 100 miles of range. I just think it's cool that there's an electric bike finally where there's a clutch. So can you talk a little bit more about why you decided to add a 6-speed gearbox?
With a direct drive system like what we have on the Inertia, you always end up making a compromise in terms of top speed or acceleration. And so with this bike, we've got great off-the-line acceleration and we've got great top speed owing to the fact that we have 6 speed ratios that we can run through in the transmission. Another big benefit is that we've given the motorcyclist a tool back, which is their clutch.
The biggest question if you're going after a traditional motorcycle crowd is how fast can this baby go?
The Impulse R is capable, and the Impulse base model is capable of over 100 miles per hour, and it's capable of 0 to 60 times roughly in about 5 seconds.
My biggest concern when you first pulled off the wraps and wheeled this out was how are the batteries going to be packaged, because normally the focal point of any motorcycle is obviously the engine. So I think you've done a really beautiful job.
The Impulse R has a 9.3 kilowatt hour battery pack. It's a lithium ion battery pack.
When you first introduced pricing for the Empulse, it was around 14 grand, and people were already like, whoa, 14 grand for a bike that only does that? And now in the production form, it's costing at least $3,000 more. So can you talk about why you had to increase the price?
We think the price is justified by integrating this IET system, so really the performance benefit is quite a bit greater. We've got some really good suspension components on the bike, brake components. We have Marchesini wheels, we have Brembo brakes, we have Marzocchi forks, and so we really think that for an electric motorcycle to be successful, it needs to be presented at a very high quality level, and that makes a big difference in terms of the bike being successful and for it to be accepted by the motorcycling public.
Now, if only they would let me ride it. I, like the 2,000 other people who pre-ordered this machine, will have to wait until at least June. For the Los Angeles Times, I'm Susan Carpenter.